No matter who you are, no matter where you are on life's journey, there is a home for you here at Grace United Church of Christ. Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great week. Welcome to the weekly update. Alright, what do we got going on I need to tell you about? This week's service is going to be about being thankful, about truly, deeply being thankful. And to get to that point, sometimes we have to drive through some pain, some misery, and sorrow, and loss. But that doesn't mean there's not hope, because there is. Once we bring those things into our thankfulness, our joy, our thankfulness, our gratitude is that much richer, that much fuller. A thankful heart. Let me talk about worship last week. I think it was a great worship service. It went very well. There was lots of new elements, I think, and it was a very intimate gathering. At the same time, worship service went longer than we are accustomed to. It was nearly 2 hours long. Did expect some emails, complaints, or at least some being made fun of this week for such a long service, but I haven't gotten any of that from you guys. So that's a good thing, I guess. So I'm not going to apologize for the service going that long because it was good. And I think it went that long in part because the Holy Spirit was with us, guiding us, supporting us, taking us to a deeper level. So while I'm not going to apologize for it, in the future, we will try to manage it a little bit differently so that 2-hour worship is not our standard practice. I think for the most part, an hour is a good length of time for a service. So, just something for you to know. Let's see, what else we need to talk about? Oh yeah, money. Did you know that churches need money? It's part of how we operate. And it's okay for us to talk about money openly and directly. We all have to deal with money in one way or another. And money can be an important part of how we live out our faith. That being said, there are 2 great opportunities right now for you to financially support. Well, there's more than 2, but there's 2 that I'm going to tell you about today and now that are great ways to support Grace United Church of Christ. One of those is Friends Helping Friends. October 22nd, you can buy a coupon for a significant discount at Boscov's. And the money that you use to buy that coupon with goes directly to Grace United Church of Christ. And then you can go buy all kinds of good quality items, and you get a savings. So it's a win-win. Now there is another way that you can financially support Grace United Church of Christ, and that is by buying grocery cards. And we sell those every Sunday in Fellowship Hall. And for each one you buy, we get a chunk of that money. The grocery store just says, thanks for selling it for us. And then you spend the same amount of money that you normally would on the gift card for buying groceries and the things that you need. So it's no extra money out of your pocket, but it is extra money for our church. So that's a great way to support Grace. So please consider doing one of those things. Part of my job as an intentional interim or pastor is to help us to reflect on who we are and who we are becoming. Sometimes I get the sense that Grace is in survival mode, that we're going to do what we can with what we have. And part of that is fear that we don't have enough money, the budget isn't quite big enough, our members we don't quite have enough members, so on and so forth. The other side of that coin that sometimes I see in Grace is the attitude of thriving, that God's kingdom is at hand and we are going to participate in it. I really think it's time for Grace to move away from survival thinking and into thinking about thriving. This is a fantastic church. It has so many rich gifts to offer the world, the community around us. We have such a depth of talented people here. It's so exciting for me to be a part of this church because of all that excitement and all those gifts that we have ready at our disposal. I really think it's time for Grace United Church of Christ to let go of any lingering survival thinking and move into thinking about thriving, about participating in God's kingdom in the here and now, because that's who we are. That's who we have been, and that's who we'll be in the future. People who believe in the reality of God's kingdom here and now, and acting like it's here and now. Along those lines, I was here Wednesday night with Lucas, doing my regular office hours, when I got a text from a friend that says, go out and look at the beautiful sunset. And earlier in this week, we had a series of beautiful sunsets. And so Lucas and I ran to down the educational wing and popped open the back door, and it was the most beautiful sight that I have seen in a long time, that's for sure. So I snapped a picture, and I'm going to include that picture on this video. And when you look at this picture, the picture doesn't really do it justice. It was much more beautiful and dynamic and changing. It's still a good picture, and so I'm going to share it with you. As you look at this picture, think about Grace United Church of Christ. Think about what it means to you, and about your hopes for this church, and the things that God might be calling us to do and to be. How God might be calling us to really move beyond survival and into thriving, into being the United Church of Christ here in this time and in this place. God be with you.